Ooh, hello there, my fellow miners and crafters. GoodTimesWithScar here, and welcome back to the foolish worlds of FoolCraft. And we're here in Scar's crafting and storage headquarters, where in our last episode, we built a machine. That is right, we actually, GoodTimesWithScar, built a machine that works and is absolutely amazing. Look at that capacitor bank down there, 15 million RF in the tank. We've got solar panels on the back, and we've got this beautiful storage system which doesn't have anything in it. Do you ever get something like super fancy that you don't even want to touch because you feel like you're gonna break it? That's how I feel at the moment. But we're gonna get this thing all set up and ready to go. And you guys told me to switch this to JEI synchronized. So when we search something in here, it'll pull it up, which I'm really excited about. And speaking of JEI synchronized or color, this thing right there has just come to my attention, which I cannot wait to show you because it's amazing. And we still need one more thing to make this happen. I just need to grab myself just a smidge bit of cobblestone. There we go. I cannot wait to show you this because this is going to blow your minds. And I gotta say, I am so excited for today's episode because we're gonna be building. That is right. We now have a solid foundation under us to create what we want to create. Now we can build, we can store things, we can create things in this storage room and finally go out and create stuff within the world. Our base, the spawn town, and that's of course where we're going to be working today is the spawn town because we've got roads and things along those lines to make so that the other, fools can start working on their shops and things throughout the world, which I'm very excited about. But let's jump into our crafting bench here and look at this. Why don't we go up to this color thing? And as you can see, here's the recipe, a little RGB action. We're going to create the colored block crafter, and this is called flat colored blocks. All right. So now that we have this in our inventory, right, we can click on it and it's like a little color wheel and it opens up a world of possibilities. So look at all of these colors. It's overwhelming. At first I'm like, I don't even want to even touch this thing. It's just overwhelming, but I'm loving it now. So look at all these different variations. Now it's only detecting these colors in our inventory, so that's the only way we can actually make these, and you have to have a little cobblestone in your inventory. You can also do this with glass, and you can even do it with glowstone, and it's amazing. Except glowstone has this weird pulsating thing and it's not going to work for roads, and yeah, so we're going to use this for roads, and the reason we are because it's going to give us so much variation in the style of road, the colors and whatnot, and I'm very excited about that. So the next thing we need to do here is we need to make ourselves chisel and bits because we are finally getting into chisel and bits. Chisel and bits, to be honest with you guys, slightly intimidating to me. I know, I sound a little crazy by saying that, but it actually slightly intimidated me because I just didn't fully understand the mod. And now that I've taken some time and I've really experimented down with the mod, I can finally honestly say, like, wait, what? I thought you needed a button. Oh, you need a chisel bit. Well, let me get you that if you're so picky and you want yourself a chisel bit. Well, I'm going to get you a chisel bit here. All right, I think this is how you do it. Wait, nope. There we go. But yeah, like I was saying, I was just intimidated because I thought you had to click for every bit. To every bit you had to place, you had to individually place down a bit. But there are so many ways to avoid having to do that craziness that I'm so excited about. So we have our bag to put all of our chisel bits in. We have our saw and we have our diamond chisel. So think of chisel and bits as micro blocks, on steroids, which I'm so excited about. So in the comments, I want you guys to go #it's time to build, and let's get going today with this building episode because like I said, I am very excited about this. But before we do that, we've got a little something to do. You remember my little wall here of all sorts of little trophies for each one of the fools on the server? Well, you might have noticed there's an empty frame right here. You might be wondering, Ska, well, who could possibly be the next target for your trophy collection? Well, let's head over to the city of maybe and let's think about it. So on our live stream, we were flattening this area. By the way, is this just the most incredible thing ever? We have done some huge work here by flattening the land. Now there's still so many floating trees, but we're slowly carving those away, getting those all out of here. But yeah, I spent, the entire stream plus an extra 4 hours in clearing this area out. So how's it looking? Let me know in the comments. Was it worth it? Because I sure put in some work. But what happened was I let go the stress monster pig that was in this little pen here, you know, fertilizing all the plants here. And the stress monster pig has escaped. And we're going to find the stress monster pig and add it to our trophy collection. All right, I thought I found the stress monster pig, but apparently that's just a normal pig. I have searched through all of the trees in this area. The only place I still haven't searched is this area back here, and I just don't feel like the pig would have crossed the water. Do you think the pig would have crossed the water? I just don't feel like it would, but it might because it's a special pig. I don't know. We're going to have to go on the lookout in this area. It is getting a little dark, and B-dubs isn't on the slate for us. So it's going to get a little scary. Wow, that chicken had some serious diarrhea. Ooh, that is disgusting. I've detected a pig, and it is having a conversation with a fellow villager. It's stress, grab her. Back to Scarland, quickly. Quick, we gotta go. There we go. We've got our other trophy. That's awesome. Oh, I can't believe it. Hiding out in the village that whole time. There we go. We've got ourselves 3 trophies for the different fools on the server. That is actually pretty awesome. Hiding out in a village, talking to a fellow villager. That's what gave you away. That's what gave you away. That's awesome. That is great. But hello. I didn't mean to go in there. It is time now to start our building. So let's head back to the city of, come on now. Come on, charge back up. We got to head back now. All right, praise be the double rainbow. There we go. Now that we're here, let's start planning this city's kind of infrastructure road system out together. Now, of course, B-Double and I came up with this really great layout. Actually, this was mostly B-Dubs. He came up with this amazing idea of doing the buildings on these off slants. So that's going to work out really great. So I wish this wouldn't have got blown up by a creeper. It would have made things a lot easier. But what we need to do is we need to build the street that leads up to our kind of Times Square style building right here. And of course, 2 streets are going to go off on an angle there. We're also going to have a cross street coming here. And that's the street that I would like to do the trolley on. That is right. We're going to have trolley tracks crossing the main road. Now, I've asked the False Symmetry to see if she would be willing to do the trolley. So she's going to think about it and start working on that, which would be really cool if she could come up with an awesome like Chisel and Bits trolley. So my thoughts are that we're going to start maybe right about here. Does that sound good? So say we started out like right here and the road kind of stretched all the way down to the end there, and it splits off like we showed on the board, and then have a giant building in the center, and that's like the Fool's headquarters, and that'd be really awesome. And of course there would be a cross street here where the trolley tracks are going to go. Now B-double-O really wants to do kind of this really amazing kind of river with a potential bridge. Now I was thinking that potentially we can move that river maybe a little bit farther this way and have the bridge kind of be the entrance into the city, because to do this properly and avoid having to get too crazy by cutting out all these trees, I pushed kind of the street back a little bit. So then the building would be more in this area, that giant building I showed you on the board. So that's my thought. So this is going to take a little while. I'm going to have to plan this out, get out some markers, things along those lines, and also start coloring those blocks so we can get going, because this little color wheel, I can't even wait to start making the blocks we need. So we need lots of grays and things along those lines to create our street, and of course our sidewalks. And there it is, the layout of the city of maybe. I am very pleased with this. So as you can see, we're going to start the road about right there, and we're going to run it all the way down to there. And you see that little cross street right there? That is where the trolley tracks are going to go. And of course, it'll split off on either direction there in front of our big kind of town square or Times Square style structure, which I think is going to be absolutely amazing. So I'm super nervous about this because we are going to be doing Chisel and Bits, and it's time to kind of open this up and see where it takes us. So let's drop down a crafting bench here. And the first thing we need to do is jump over here and open our color wheel, which is instant disappointment because we don't have any cobblestone to start with. So let's make ourselves a little bit of cobblestone. One more time. There it is. So this is the beauty of this colored block crafter, whatever it is. But see this? We've got the standard white and we've also got the black, but everything in between, mean, look at this. This is like an Ansel Adams painting of wonder. You just look at all those different shades. Oh, I absolutely love it. So that is all of the gray we're going to use, and we're going to use the gray block. So just a solid gray block. Now, huge problem is I do not have a lot of ink sacks. I've been harvesting these as much as I can, but we don't have very many of them. I have a small amount extra still in my bag of holding. So we're definitely gonna have to contend with that. So sidewalk material, I'm considering going with the silver. The silver just like, I don't know, there's just something special about this block. I'm kind of loving that thing. So if we set that next to it, see how that nice contrast pop right there? And I'd love to do something in between for a gutter. That's right, we're making a gutter. This is amazing. This is what I love. Oh, wait, I just did something. I don't know what I did. Something just, oh, what? Okay, oh, wait, okay. Oh, we can scroll wheel. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, that's so cool. So look at this. Look at this. We just scrolled and we got all the blocks that we needed, except that's not very many, but okay. That is super cool. All right, so why do I always have string in my inventory? What is the deal? All right, so now what we need to do is we need to take the diamond bit saw, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna start cutting these blocks. So what's nice about this is we can double our production with this, because what we're gonna do is we're going to have a standard chisel block of our gray. Now the problem with, of course, the silver is we're going to use a solid block, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But what we're going to do now is we're going to create all of that stack right there. Okay, so let's head over to where we're going to start our road, and let's plan this out. So the center road right here, this is the trolley tracks. So this is going to be the trolley tracks like right here. And we're actually going to be going on an even number. I know, it's horrifying, right? But we're going to be doing an even number in Minecraft, which is scary. It's scaring me right now. So that's 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to do one extra block here temporarily, and then the sidewalk. And we're going to do that. We're going to do that 3 blocks of sidewalk. Okay, and then what was this again? I forgot. That's 1, 2, let's see, I can't count on the bit. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, yeah, and then the 3 of those blocks. There it is, guys. There is the basic shape of our street. So you might be wondering some details here. So the reason I'm going to do the sidewalk in a solid block like this is once people start building their buildings, it'll just be a nice threshold. Originally, I was doing this as a half slab and this as a quarter, but this will just make building for the other fools so much easier. Potentially, we could also do these in a half a block because, of course, you know, you won't see the bottom piece there. And once people build their buildings, it'll cover up that side too. So it'll be kind of amazing. I am very happy with this. This is going to be really cool. So let's actually build a little bit more of this and talk a bit. So I've been playing around with Chisel and Bits a lot, and I do have to say it is probably the greatest mod of all time. And I don't just mean that like, oh, this is great and that's wonderful. I mean, Chisel and Bits, I think, is the greatest mod ever made in Minecraft because it so dramatically changes the way everything looks. And I mean, you could build machines and you could have magic and all of these wonderful things. But I feel like this mod really changes the fundamentals of Minecraft in a wonderful and amazing way. And I just can't wait to get really involved in it because just spending like a couple hours each night working on this road design. And I mean, we're doing the most simple, boring Chisel and Bits job ever. But also by using Chisel and Bits, it's going to be really cool. So I've got kind of a setup here. I'm going to build just a little. Oh, what's going on here? What's going on here? Actually, I don't know what that was. I guess, are we already out of our silver block? Oh, we're already out of our silver. Oh my gosh, we're going to need so much. Anyway, all right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to, hey, get back in my inventory. There we go. So this here is our kind of reticle. And as you can see, we can do so many different things with chisel and blocks. So there we go. We got a single bit. We have a large cube and of course a medium cube. And you guessed it, a small cube. Now these ones are cool because they're grid shaped. So what you can do is you can, adjust them on a grid. Whereas these blocks over here, these are kind of a free for all. See that? Kind of do whatever you want. Now you can definitely push shift and it gives you a little bit more control, I think. Not 100% sure. And this is a plane. Look at this. We can just kind of saw it down ever so slightly. And the best thing about Chisel and Bits is, yes, there's an undo button. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Just something we needed. That was made just for me. I know it. All right. So my favorite piece of all of these is the draw a region. It makes life so much easier. So when you think about sidewalks, they have these little like lines that go through them. And I think that's so when it kind of settles tills and moves around, it doesn't crack and, you know, kind of warp around. So it gives it a little bit of breathing room. So what we're going to do is we're going to make those lines. So we're going to space those out to about there or so. So see that? We're going to space that out and we're going to bring this all the way across. Whoop, whoop. So we went about as far as the region will allow, and see how we're cutting these lines out? This is looking amazing, right? And you might be wondering, Scott, if this is some old town, isn't this a little rustic? We're going to get there. We're going to make potholes and all sorts of amazing things together. So then directly in the center, I'm going to say this is my center right there. And I'm going to cut out another line like that, and I'm going to bring it over to there. Look at that. That is a sidewalk. And of course, we're going to have one of those spacers right in the center. There we go. Looking absolutely amazing. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to jump on over to our plane tool, and I'm just going to bring this down about 2 clicks, right? Just a little bit. We're just going to bring that down just ever so slightly because we're going to make a storm gutter right there. This is so fun. I have never in my entire Minecraft playing time ever had so much fun with Minecraft as these Chisel and Bits. So this is super simple. Now, one thing we need to think about is also storm gutters. So make a little storm gutter. So I definitely need to brainstorm that, but I definitely have a few ideas in my head. But tell me this isn't going to be amazing as a road. So you might be wondering in this centerpiece, let me remove these 2 blocks. Now this is going to be far more complicated for our build, but what we're going to do is we're going to be right up in the center here. So we're right in the center, and I'm going to cut out 2 blocks right here, okay? So we're going to cut out 2 blocks, and there should be 4 on either side. Actually, that's 3. That's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let me see something here. What if we did do the trolley track 3 blocks? This might work, but we might need an extra block. Okay, let me do just a little bit of figuring and a little bit of thought. I just killed a zombie and I got a pet bag. We've got an anvil back. Remember our beautiful anvil pet that got lost in a lava storm? Well, he is back and he is now our best friend. That is right. I saw there was a little green right there and I was like, something's different about that. And it's a pet bag. That's amazing. I'm glad to have my little anvil friend back. The only thing I wish was, come on, can we have got a cloud pet? That would have made my day. Welcome back, and I have been painstakingly placing these very skinny pieces in the hopes of bringing down the cost of this project a little bit because I do not have a lot of ink sacks. But I think it's coming out pretty good. This is very, very painstaking effort here, so I'm going to try a way of making this a little bit easier. And as you can see, I'm using 3 different pieces to try to make what we want to do here work out. So let me jump back over here and let me switch this to the plane. I'm going to hit that twice, and that has been my process from here all the way down. Now you might have noticed there is a stack of 2, and these go all the way to the ground, and that's because I decided to do the trolley track all the way down this portion of the road. The reason being is this was a giant flat surface there, and originally I was thinking about only doing the trolley track on a cross street there, and I was just using it right here kind of as a demonstration of what we would do in the future, but I think I'm going to do it across here, so I think that'll be good, and this is looking great on this side. Now we have some massive problems here with our sidewalks where it goes on that off curve. Do you remember that? Because these are the architectural craft blocks, and see how we were originally going to do these on an angle, but unfortunately the flat color blocks are incompatible with there it is, the saw bench over here that makes those pieces, so it's a big challenge. But I've created my own. That's right, I created my own chisel and bit version of this. Of course, it doesn't look as nice. It doesn't have, you know, the flat surface. It's got these little ridges, but I think that's okay. So I'm going to put it out to you guys. Is it worth continuing to do it? So hashtag yes, hashtag no, because that doesn't look super great, but at least it would give us that corner piece and we'd still be able to make that, super cool building on those off angles. I think would look really nice. So jumping over here, I'm going to think about making something that'll make my life easier. And it's this thing. We want to create this. So how do we make this? So let's jump over here. We should have everything we need. So let's grab this and let's grab this and that. And then there we go. And there it is. Awesome. So this is, of course, the positive chisel design. And let me show you what this does. At least I hope this is our key to success in making this slightly easier. So if I jump over here, if I click on this, there we go. See how we got the little pattern now? I think, please work. No, it doesn't. Nope, definitely doesn't. Okay, let's go to our menu here. And I was trying to learn how this works. And I think it's placement. Okay, this is it. I wish it was by default this one. Oh, there it is. That's gonna make life so much easier. Oh, this is good. Okay, one thing I was wondering, and we're doing science right now, Chisel and Bits science. And this is not removing anything from my inventory. Do you see that? So my question is to you guys, is it using the blocks inside this bag, all of these little pieces here? Is it using that rather than these chiseled pieces right in here? That's my question. So every time I use this, it looks like, yes, it is. I think it is. It's using what's inside this bag, which I was wondering, what am I going to do with all those pieces? That's excellent. And I think what we could do is we can also erase it. And then we could go like that. And now we have this piece. Wait, no, you didn't do it right. Scar, fail. Scar, fail. All right, let me try that again. Let me try that again. Now. Come on. Let's see. Let's make sure we're doing the placement. Oh, there we go. It's working. This is going to save so much more time. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I've been doing this for like 2 hours. Gathering extra supplies, making these things painstakingly. But I'm very pleased with that. And like I said, we're very low on, dye materials, things along those lines. But we need to start thinking a little bit about our trolley tracks. So let's kind of cut these blocks out a little bit. And like I said, I want them to go on this edge. And I want the track to kind of go a little bit here, maybe 2 bit wide right there. And we'll do the same on this side. Then what we're going to do is we're going to 2 bits. Once again, we're going to go down about 4 bits and carve out a little section, of course, for the wheel to go along the track. And I think that'll look really nice. And then we're going to move this plane. So here, and we're going to move that down 2 blocks. Or 2 like plane levels, and I think that'll be really, really cool. I also been considering doing street lights, and see these little cracks inside here? I might darken these, remove 1 more layer, and then darken it with some other material, just to give it a little contrast pop. So we're making progress, slowly but surely, and we're also problem solving, learning Chisel and Bits as we go, because this, of course, is really my first build ever taking advantage of these amazing blocks here in the modded Minecraft, and I'm having super fun. All right, that was a super fail. Anyway, let me continue with this a little bit, and I'll catch you guys once we at least have 1 row complete. We're under the ocean looking for some ink, and this has been a big problem, is the ink. That's what I underestimated with this project. Now, I was checking in with my Discord, and there were some great ideas for things that I could do, like long-term wise, getting more dye, but I need the dye tonight to finish out this video, so the only really way to do this is to head deep underwater into the coral fields and to find some of these elusive, derpy squids. He's got the derpy eyes. Get back here, little derpy friend. Get back here. Anyway, there was one thing we could do. So if I look at this, there was a way. Oh, yes, finding it this way. But creating this is a nightmare. Oh, no, I wasn't paying attention. No. I don't know what I thought. I was taking damage, and I was like, I'll just quickly show you the magic seeds. And I died. Well, grabbing my supplies, almost died again here. I almost died again. I got all my armor back on. I have everything back, it looks like. We've got 64 ink sacks plus another 24, so that's decent. I would like to get at least 4 stacks out of this trip underwater and maybe get all my poor hearts back. All right, guys. Back to the grind. It doesn't look like much, but this has taken about 4 hours to get to this point where we have our street pretty well laid out now. We have our small little gutters, which eventually will look really awesome. Potentially some of these areas we're going to fill with a little bit of water. And of course, we're going to build little grates down here and storm drains and maybe even some manhole covers, which look absolutely awesome. And then over here, what I want to do to really start to kind of jazz this up is to start breaking this apart and exposing the inner. So maybe darken this a little bit in the interior there, but just like little cracks, I think could look really, really amazing. And then maybe over here, we take this and we just slowly start to maybe add just little details like this little crack in the side of the sidewalk. Just little details like that are where it's going to really, really shine. And of course, do some of that in the ground. And of course, our trolley tracks will go in the center. But let's head over to our crafting central area. And you know what? We've learned a ton in this episode. We started out painstakingly placing blocks, but eventually learning all sorts of incredible details, which I'm really satisfied with, which is making the task quite a bit easier. So let's jump over here. And I think we have what we need. We have the light gray, and then we just need a little bit of this cobblestone. And let's check for our silver blocks. So that's a black block, and that's our first silver, which should, yes, see, I always leave one in the inventory just in case I create a whole bunch of the wrong shade. See the differences? You can barely tell right about to there, and you start, okay, that's not it, but this one and this one, they look very similar. So as you can see, just scrolling that all the way up. Oh, see, I always make a couple extra white blocks. That's why there's extra little blocks lying around. Like there's one over there, there's one over on that side. So see this over here? I ran an entire solid block all the way down, okay? But how are we going to save? How are we going to be penny pinchers here? That's our goal here. So let's clear this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab out this and add a little saw action. That's right. And I'm going to give that, let's pull that back down and let's give that one more hit. There we go. Now, the reason I'm doing it this way is I want to have a little bit of room to work with. So let's scroll this upwards. There we go. And I'll do one right about there. Awesome. See, I'm leaving there quite a few bits right there. Now, that might be a little bit wasteful. It very well could be. But like I said, I want to leave a little bit of extra room in case I want to do some like holes in the ground and things of that nature. So we'll sample that and then we'll switch it to replace, right? Wait, no. Oh, no, that's not it. I forgot. Let's see, what is it? Alt. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. I think it's placement, right? Yes, there it is. Okay, we got it now. You know what I'm thinking about? I think we could potentially make that just a little bit skinnier. Let's just give it one more click just because we are at the bare bones of supplies at this point. We are running thin here. So wait, that looks like this is the same width. All right, we're doing it again. We're doing it again. There we go. Okay, let's try that one more time. All right, come on. There we go. And then let's do that up at the top here and click that. And oh boy, I really goofed that one up today. But yes, this is the one we're going to do. And that gives us at least a couple bits to work with. And then let's click that. And then we can start hopefully replace. Oh, wait, what's this? Why do you do what you do up here? Wait. What happened? Oh my gosh, just take the chisel away from me. I'm breaking everything. I'm breaking everything today. Okay, this should work, guys. Wait, no, it's not working. I don't understand. Maybe I need to clear it. Let's clear it one more time, and then let's set it to placement. Okay. Oh, just don't mind me. I'm a mod pro here, mod pro Scar. Okay, so we just need to start breaking down some of these blocks and we can start finishing this sidewalk. Time saving with Scar. So originally I took that line all the way across using the chisel, but I found the, oh, well, whoops. You can do it this way and you can just copy a piece and then just run this, but you have to be on the right angle as we've just learned. But we can take this and we can do it in super speed. So let's see if we can sample one of these corners. So let's line up straight here and let's grab that. And we want this to be as symmetrical as possible. Now, this is not going to be correct. Wait, is that correct? No, we are slightly off. See how this line is a little bit, see, it should be on this side of the block. Yes, it should be on this side of the block. Oh, is that it? No. How can I get this to work on the right side of the block? Well, I'm just going to create my own line then. I couldn't quite get that lined up, so I think the fastest way of doing it is just plain making my own. So let's clear that away, and then let's line this up here. So what we're going to do is we're going to space this out by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There, wait. Is that too much? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. Let's check the other side. See if this is lined up. Ooh, it's a little bit more than the other side, but is that noticeable? Is that such a big deal where it would be a problem? That's a good question. Let's see about that. So if we go 1, let's just count this as 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bam. Like so. And that lines up pretty good, but let's back these off one more time. And let's count this as 1. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bam. And then, oh, there we go. That's it. Okay. All right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bam. And then we'll check that. Okay. That's going to be at least fairly close. So we count this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And let's go all the way down the line. And there is our last piece. So we'll clear the slate. And we're going to do this manually because I just feel like starting at least fresh always makes it just a little bit easier than try to measure it back up. So grab myself a fresh piece and this should connect. There it is. Awesome. We are moving at record speed, my friends. This is very awesome. We were chugging along at Scar Sloth speed at one point, but now we are a Scar Bunny. That's right. We are rocking and rolling. This is very good because, boy, Chisel and Bits was super intimidating at first, just the sheer complexity of the mod and the time-consuming placements, but there are so many little shortcuts you can do and learn that really makes this mod an absolute beast, and I'm loving every minute of it. We've got ourselves some pretty accurate sidewalks. We need some gutters, we need some drains and manhole covers, and all sorts of other little details here and there, but man, I'm pretty pleased with this. This is pretty sweet. Welcome back, and while you were gone, I learned the wonders that is the chisel and block tank. That is right. What you do is you click on this thing. I think you do. Wait, I'm not getting anything. Let's see. I have one chisel bit. Wait, this doesn't make any sense. Let me throw that away and see if this works. There we go. So these are the chisel and bits, and these are actual water blocks, and they even retain the water animation, which is absolutely amazing. Can you see it? Let's try to zoom in on it a little bit. See, you can see it very subtly. Very wonderful. Let's see what it looks like in practice. So down over here, I created myself a pothole. That is right. We have our very own pothole inside of our road. So things we could do to improve this. I'm thinking about adding maybe a little bit of dirt just in the little corners here and there, maybe a little bit of green to create a nice little mossy effect. And this fits so well because in my town, we have potholes everywhere since this crazy winter. And we got some cracks and different details like that. Now you might have noticed over here, we have another little crack coming out into the street and a big chunk missing out of our sidewalk. So I think these are just little details that we can add to add more life to our road, a little bit more texture. So, you know, it's very flat design. That's why I want to add some of these little details to really bring out some extra character. So I think those are coming out really, really nice. Now, other things we need to do, of course, we need to add our gutters and our storm drains down in this little area right here, our manhole covers, and our trolley tracks. So I have a beautiful trolley track design, but I have a question for you that's very important. I need your help. So in the comments, yes, so hashtag yes trolley wires or hashtag no trolley wires. Now, the original, say, Times Square trolley tracks did not have overhead wires, but I also think it would be really cool to do overhead wires. So the question is, should we do it and go a little bit away from our inspiration kind of a time period that we're working with this whole build here? Or should we kind of, you know, put our own artistic interpretation on it? So you're going to have to definitely let me know. So of course, we still need to make our road go out this way and there, and we're going to do that on Twitch this weekend. And then in our next episode, we're going to bring all of those details into our road to finish it out. And I think it'll be absolutely amazing. So we got a lot of work done today. The main thing we learned today was just plain how to do chisel and bits. Where we started at the beginning of this was Noobland Central, but at the end, I feel like we're really competent now and we can really take chisel and bits to the next level. So my friends, thank you so very much for watching today. And until next time, this has been Good Times with Scar, and we'll see you later.